Hello friends, welcome to today's important news item, which is today is celebrated as 31st May Anti-Tobacco Day. So in 1988, World Health Assembly came up with a resolution to celebrate 31st May every year as Anti-Tobacco Day to bring awareness to people about the mal-effects of smoking. Now, as this picture says, that don't kill yourself and us too, because secondary smoke is also a big killer. So people who smoke, they kill themselves, but the secondary smoke kills other people who are your near and dear ones. Now, we have a staggering number of 1.1 billion smokers in the world today, and the number is only going to increase to 1.6 billion people smoking by the year 2025. And for the first time, an increasing graph is not a good indicator. Going further, but how did it all start? When was tobacco discovered? What's the history? So, in 1560, in Spain, a Frenchman, Jean Nicot, actually discovered tobacco, after whom the nicotine derivatives are named, and he took it to France. From there, it spread to England, and in fact, the first smoking Englishman was reported back in 1556. Now, tobacco was first discovered by people of Central America and South America, and then it spread onwards to Europe and the rest of the world as and when they started colonizing these countries. So, something which started off as a social lubricant actually ended up ending a lot of people's life. It is called killer tobacco now. Going further, as I already told you, that in 1987, the first resolution was passed by the WHO to bring in the ill effects of tobacco to the world. And 7th April is dedicated as a World No Smoking Day, and 31st May as World No Tobacco Day. And they are both celebrated to bring in tobacco epidemic related awareness to the world every year on 31st May. This year's theme is saving the youth from the industrial advertisements of actually using tobacco. So, not getting into that kind of entertainment. Youth is very precious. All the areas in the world which are witnessing demographic dividend, it is imperative for them to prevent their youth to get into habits which might lead to further health issues for the entire country. Going ahead, what are the effects of smoking? A lot of maleffects are there. Starting from your hair and your body, the whole body and hair smell of tobacco. People get yellow teeth and gum diseases. There is vision problems. There are risk of other cancers, especially throat and tongue cancers. There is risk of type 2 diseases. There is risk of lung cancer, improper breathing, heart diseases. So you name it, and that body part is impacted by tobacco. In fact, pregnant women are often asked, even in foreign countries, not to indulge in smoking or drinking because it causes infertility problems and pregnancy complications. It causes erectile dysfunction in men. So the men who think that it is too classy or too high class to have tobacco, please think again. It might lead to sexual problems at a later stage. Again, weakened immune system and blood clots, and obviously, we spend so much on our health and well-being, and we spend so much money on getting age reducing creams. But when you have a cigarette, when you smoke, you're actually prematurely aging your own skin. Going further, how do you quit? Is there a way to quit? Yes. Have more herbal tea because it helps you, it soothes your anxieties and it will prevent you from smoking. Talking therapy, you can talk out to your friends about how to quit smoking and they can also help you quit smoking. Nicotine patches. So there is something called Nicotex in India. There are a lot of advertisements running on it. These are nicotine patches which can keep you away from the smoke of tobacco, but they work similarly. They give you a similar high to what nicotine actually does. Then indulge. The best part is to indulge in other recreational activities like going to the parks, playing sports, which keep your mind off from this deadly killer, which kills its own consumer. Going ahead, what are the benefits of quitting? So somebody who quits within 1 year, they can notice this. Within 20 minutes, your heart rate and blood pressure start dropping if you quit smoking. Coughing and shortness of breath in 1 to 9 months, you'll observe that coughing and shortness of breath actually decrease in 1 year, and your risk of having a coronary heart disease reduces to about half that of a smoker's. Carbon monoxide levels in body actually decrease to a great extent. In the 12 hours in which you quit smoking, the carbon monoxide level in your body drops to normal, and in 2 to 12 weeks your lung functions actually increases. Why this point is very important? Because carbon monoxide attaches to the hemoglobin cells in your body and thereby prevents oxygen from reaching the other parts of your body, in fact killing you silently. So cigarette is slow poison, avoid it. Going further, what are the measures taken by various governments in India and otherwise? The WHO has a framework convention on tobacco control as per its Article 6, and it calls the government to tax tobacco companies heavily and tobacco products heavily. In fact, the WHO supports these governments to meet their obligations by providing them with technical guidance on how to raise well targeted and effective taxes on tobacco products. In fact, in India, we're the third largest we have the third largest advertisements on the cigarette packets in our country around compared to around the world. So almost 85% of our cigarette packaging is covered with warnings like these, and despite that we have a staggering population that actually smokes. See, 85%, in line with what even Australia does. Coming back, so the WHO says that the best way is to actually tax tobacco products as much as you can, so that not only gives revenue to the government, but also it actually prevents people from buying it. It makes it out of reach of the people. And in fact, WHO says that tax increases should be made regularly to account for inflation and the income, thereby reducing the affordability of tobacco. In fact, it should not just be on cigarettes, but on all other tobacco chewable products also. And right now, Indian government, what they have done is, even in movies, if somebody is shown smoking or consuming gutka or jalda or any other tobacco product, there is a statutory warning that appears on the bottom left corner of the screen saying smoking or chewing tobacco is injurious to health. All right. Now, because of that, a lot of uh, awareness has been raised, and people have been actually asked to cut some of those scenes which show a lot of rave parties or a lot of smoking and drinking, but still it's a rage and we need to prevent it. Going further, does tobacco relieve stress? Because a lot of people actually end up saying that we consume tobacco to relieve stress. So research into tobacco has shown that initially it helps to relax, but later on it only creates anxiety and tension, just like what alcohol does. Finally, is there a link between smoking and schizophrenia? Yes. Schizophrenia, which is a mental illness, actually people use smoking to cure some of its mal effects or some of the adverse impacts that people have due to schizophrenia, or to reduce the symptoms of schizophrenia. Finally, I would want to say thank you. Quit tobacco, because quitting a cigarette today will save a lot of lives tomorrow and today as well. So, for a better future, please quit tobacco. Thank you. And these are some of the quotes which again I would like to mention. Which one? The best one being, you're always better off if you quit smoking. So today, let's pledge to quit tobacco for our friends, for our families, and for a better world. Thank you. That was all from my side.